Always water cool your drill bit?
Yes. Here we have a couple inches of stone underneath our perforated pipe. Now we're filling up the rest of the trench. This customer recently put in a pool and the liner keeps floating up on the lower side of the pool. Every time it rains, the liner goes up. He's got a pump right in between the liner and the wall. He has to pump it out all the time. And we've had a lot of rain, so he's been doing it a lot. So anyway, what we're doing here is we're putting in a French drain, starting from the shallow end in the center right here, going all the way around to the other side, so covering half the pool. And it's going to be 4 feet deep, and it's going into a big sump pit, and that will be 5 feet deep. And then we're going to sump pump the water out into the marsh. So this is just marshland all in the back here. So that's where we're going to be putting the water. It's approximately about 72 feet of French drain. And I'll tell you about more of the dimensions later. But for now, we're going to put a temporary sump pit right here because we're pretty sure this is a really high water table. The customer said that when they were putting the pillars in, you know, the cement sonotubes in for the deck, that they had to keep pumping those holes out. They just kept filling up with water. And the other problem we might run into is this is on a really big hill. When they put this pool in, they brought in 3 to 4 feet of soil for this whole backyard to level this backyard out. So we don't know what kind of soil they use. It's not native soil. We don't know if they brought clean fill or clay or sand. So once we start digging, we'll see what kind of soil it is and how well it will you know, stay together when we start trenching. So as of right now, we're going to put the temporary sump pit right here. Later on, the other one will go here. So the goal here is to get rid of all the groundwater to stop the pool liner from floating. The customer said they put a French drain in here. I think it's more of a yard drain, and his downspouts all tie into it. And it does empty over to here. That's the outfall on that. We're not touching that per se, but we are doing something. But I'll show you more about that when we're actually doing that. So this is just an overall little explanation of what we're going to be doing. And looks like Tom's getting ready to work, so let me set this up. And we had an earthquake this morning.
4.8.
4.8.
While we were sitting at a traffic light.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Anyway, not awesome good, but awesome that we felt it since being in the truck. I always love taking pictures of the first scoops. Okay. right, Tom's putting that in the truck, and I am not going through that gate. Because you have to lift the bucket over the post. Let me give you a quick look at the trench so far. Starting to fill with water, and I'll explain about the French drain. So Tom is going 2 buckets across, which the bucket is 18 inches wide. That's so we can have a bench on each side. The middle portion is the French drain, and the French drain portion of this trench is going to be 3 feet down, and it's about 19 inches wide, and that goes from here on this side of the pool, and it goes all the way around, and it goes all the way to that side of the pool, and that will relieve the water and get it away from the liner, so the liner stops floating. You can see how much water's already came in, and we haven't been here that long. So Tom's dumping right now. It's really tight through that gate, and we'll just continue this until we get to over here where we're going to put in our temporary sump pump basin. Alright, Tom's digging right now for the temporary sump pump that we're going to put in. He's really close. So he's going a foot below our French drain. So any water in this French drain, until we're finished with it, will go into here and then shoot out into the swamp area through the temporary basin. The water's already coming in. Over that way.
Yes.
What?
There you go.
Okay.
Just within the hole right.
We are back on this chilly morning, and we decided yesterday not to hook up the sump pump because we want to see how much water is in there this morning. Not too bad, huh? Tom's getting us temporary sump pump ready. Oh, we go plug this in over there, right? All right, we got the temporary sump pump in. The moment of truth. There you go. Keep our trench from filling in while we're working. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's emptying it out quick. All right, so you can see the trench that we made with the temporary is a foot deeper. That's why all the water is going in. And Tom's gonna dump some stone around this.
You can't go straight down. Way back there. Way to go through it.
That was close. Let me clear it off. Look at that root. They just buried a whole tree here. can see this, all this, that is part of the root. And the Diablo blade cut right through that. I mean, it took some time and effort. Same with this side.
Look at it right there.
That's where the blade cut it. Shoo. This dirt's been a little challenging. And you see all those roots right there? You see them? That's original ground level. So they brought all from here up is fill. When they put this pool in, they filled this whole yard in that much. And of course they just cut the trees down and buried them. I'll take you with me dumping using the Kubota. I never like to use the machines, but I can dump. That's about it. All right, I'll take you for a spin. Tom's getting this dug, and you can see how wet this wall is? I don't know if you can see, but we're about 3 foot down here, and see all this water is just leaking all out of this wall. So this is the water we're going to be getting, all the subsurface water, getting it away from the pool. See all this wet water just seeping out? There seems to be like pockets of it. So the French drain is going to be down at the bottom here, 3 feet up to here. And this is supposedly a French drain. This is the top of the soil. So some contractor put this and called it a French drain. There's a piece of fabric underneath. It looks like there's not even an inch of rock underneath of it. I don't know what water that's supposed to be collecting. That's crazy. Here's the soil level. Here's the French drain they put in. You can clearly see the water is subsurface, way down here. This will do nothing to get water away from that pool. So here's our trench. That is a giant piece of cement right here that goes down at least 2 feet down and who knows how far across. So that's staying in there. This temporary is keeping everything pretty dry in there. Otherwise it'd probably be halfway up by now. So that's good. So we'll be back tomorrow. We'll have Nick with us. We'll be putting the fabric in the trench, the pipe, and the stone. I'm sure this will have water in it by tomorrow morning. It's already starting here at the bottom. All right, we'll clean up. Maybe we'll get home before the eclipse.
You gotta get home before the world comes to an end.
I know. I told Tom we shouldn't even work today because it might not even be tomorrow. Right, Tom? I said, I don't know if we should work. Everybody else has off.
I know.
Schools have off.
Remember all those zombie movies when we were young? Night of the Comet and that kind of stuff.
I know.
We better get home. And inside our bunker.
A bunker? You mean our living room?
We gotta make a bunker real quick.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of like...
This is kind of like a bunker.
This is kind of like a bunker. So we might get a little wet. Anyway, let's clean up and go home. The sky's looking a little funny. But we might just make it home in time. We're not close to home on this job. All right.
So far on this job, we had an earthquake and now an eclipse. So I don't know what else is going to happen.
I don't know. We'll see you tomorrow.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, Nick, what you doing? I didn't cut it yet. How's it going down there, Nick?
Good. The bottom's nice and loose.
Yep, see, Nick put staples in the bottom on this side, and now he's pulling this up, making sure the fabric is flat on the bottom. He set this up, and watch Nick, I gotta hand him staples. Good job, Nick. Now water's coming in. So now we have to get the other side done. So right now Tom's digging down 5 feet for the actual sump pump basin. Alrighty, bring me out. All right, they're getting ready to put the real catch basin in there. It's all made out of fiberglass. See the lip on the bottom is an anti-flotation, so when there's high water table, it cannot lift it up. And he's going to put cement all around here to hold it down.
Go down, Nick. I'll take the top. You don't need the ladder?
Yeah, I can just go. Probably just lower it.
Okay.
Okay, I don't
Oh,
know.
wait, it's going to be a foot lower than the ground level.
That's a high. What are you doing jumping down there? And this catch basin has a extension on here, which will make it higher. So Nick and Tom are mixing up the cement. Nick's going to be pouring it around the sump basin. It has an anti-flotation lip on the bottom. So we like to cover it with cement, and that way any water pressure from the high water table will push it up. All right, Nick's dumping the last of the concrete in, and I just got to shovel some from the back to the front. Just dump it there. I need a shovel though.
In the drain or on the outside?
Maybe on the outside this time.
All right. I see you blocked the top after my first dump.
You weren't even close. So I need a shovel. All right, there's a catch basin. Like I said, there's a foot extension that goes on there. It's a 4-foot basin and a 1-foot extension, so it will be 5 feet down. We have our cement all the way around. About, I didn't measure, probably 8 inches high. So when you order these Jackel basins, you have to request special that you get the anti-flotation. You should always put that in when you're using this anywhere near a high water table. But these Jackel pump basins are really, really nice. The fittings fit in there nice, and then there's no, you got gaskets and everything. Just a really nice product. But there's that, and we'll let that set up. So right now we're gonna put a little rock on the bottom. If you saw that Nick stapled both sides of the bottom, and the top is just stapled for now, and then we're gonna flip that over once we get to stone. But the stone's gonna be 3 foot high. This little cement mixer is awesome also. Does 2 bags at a time. All right, so now we're just putting a little bit of stone at the bottom. Just all of it.
Can we check the grade?
Okay, so Tom changed the grade rod.
Wow, I'm good.
Wow, that's
The
perfect.
height I picked is the exact height.
Good.
Interesting.
Go forward.
Keep going. I can't even see.
All right, so here's a quick look at it. We got stone in the bottom, most of it. We can't go on any further until the concrete dries, actually. So we will get this stone flattened out tomorrow. We just went up to here, left the temporary in. So this will be dry tomorrow. Then we'll continue the fabric all along here. We'll put the rest of the stone in tomorrow, and then start putting our piping in.
I need the saw and stuff.
Okay, I'll get it. I'll get it.
I'm going. I'll just get out. I'll get it.
Nick's making a hole in the sump pump basin.
Always water cool your drill bit.
Yes. In the truck, I'll go get it.
Yeah.
All right, now we just gotta finish attaching all the pipes.
It's going pretty easy, this one.
Are you jinxing yours?
Yeah, now I'm like, something bad's gonna happen over there. Get the fire extinguisher ready. Oh.
It went in. I saw it. Watched. Nick, good job. All right, so here's the connection to the sump pump. Right there. Last piece of bottom pipe.
Done.
Now we just gotta eat lunch. There's a clean out. So this pipe is down. There's holes on top and the bottom. See the holes on top? Turn it upside down. There's the holes on the bottom. So there are 4 rows of holes. Now we have a step.
I think we need one more. Do you want to look? All right. All right.
All right, so here's our trench. We have the stone pretty much up to here. We just had to fill in the rest of the trench here with stone. And here we have a couple inches of stone underneath our perforated pipe. Now we're filling up the rest of the trench, 3 feet. And once we get that all completed, we will then flip this fabric over and we will, pin it to the side, and that part will be done. And the customer informed us that the electrician's coming, and we told him he can use our trench So we're leaving it open until he's done running his electric over to the sump pump. And when he's completed his work, he's coming next week. When he's complete, then we'll come back and we'll do the rest of what we're going to do, because we're going to be putting a basin over here and tying in this pipe here and running that over to the sump basin with a solid pipe on top of this French drain. And then we'll cover everything up with soil and then seed and straw. We took out this temporary sump pump, and here is the permanent sump pump basin. There's a Jackel. It will be 5 feet tall. It has another extension that goes another foot. And yep, as soon as the electrician comes, runs his wire and his, well, once he runs the electricity and puts his little outlet over here somewhere, then we'll finish doing everything we need to do. And it's starting to rain. All right, so we are done for now. Here's a look at the trench with the fabric. And like I said, the electrician's coming next week. He's gonna run his electrical line over to here and put a post and an outlet in here for the sump pump. All right, so we're back. The electrician is done running his electricity to the sump basin. They turned off the sump basin, so I'm curious to see how much water is in there. They left the line here so we can bring this up to our level. Well, how much water is in there, Nick? So right now, the basin is full of water. This is how much water would be against the pool. What is that?
29 inches of water. Well, so it's more than half full. So it's probably like 60 gallons.
All right. Now, how this works is we have our French drain here. So that means all this water is in this French drain also. Let's go look over here. I stuck a pipe in there.
Oh. Oh.
We'll get this down. It's going to take a while, because not only does it have to get this water out of here, it's going to also get all the water out of the French drain, which is very large. So even though the French drain looks dry, it's not. And you can see in there, it's
That could be like 500 gallons.
water in here. So we'll get this all emptied out. Next,
how many gallons per minute is the pump?
It's pretty quick, but it's not as quick as a good pump we're going to put in.
Looks like a lot of water.
So next step, after we get this water out, is we're going to be putting our solid pipe in this trench, and that will be collecting, there's a pipe by that wall there for drainage, and there's also a downspout over there that goes into the woods that way, but I don't know if it has fall. If it's not, it will go back into our pipe and then come out here and go into the sump pump basin. And we're also going to be putting a catch basin in over here to catch any surface water and to collect whatever water gets in this pipe here. So Tom's going to figure out where he wants that, and we're going to connect that into there. And that will just eliminate any water that would be sitting here.
Look at that water coming in that pipe as it empties out that French drain. So as this thing's pumping down, it's not only the water that's in the basin, it's all the water that's in the pipe and the French drain too. So when I do the remote tether float, I'll make sure that it has to be above that pipe before it turns on. There you go. So it's emptied the basin, and that water is just pouring in from the actual French drain.
Sump basin is a foot below our French drain, and that's a foot below the bottom of the pool. And this is a 5-foot sump basin once we put the extension on. All right, so we'll get to work putting a pipe in, and we'll set you up and you can watch us do that.
Done.
It's all done already. Nick's done.
Let's count gluing it
Yeah, and we gotta just whatever,
and cut it.
that middle part. So Nick's getting it in here. This is for surface water. And we're gonna have a catch basin over here. It's gonna go underneath there. That was the original French drain, like I said earlier in the video, which is doing nothing. So we're just cutting a section out of there and we're gonna just cap it. But there is another pipe right next to it, and that's solid. That's what we're tying into. This is a pipe that we're keeping. This is a solid pipe. There's a drain that goes from over there into here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this basin, put it right in the middle. We're gonna take this basin and we're gonna put it right there, and that solid pipe is gonna go right through. This thing that's supposed to be a French drain right here, that's getting cut, and that part going that way is getting taken out, and this one we're just capping. So we're gonna just cut it here, and this one's gonna cap, and we'll just leave it there. It's not hurting anything, it's not helping anything, but it's not hurting anything. So that one we're gonna leave. And then we're gonna tie in our Schedule 35 pipe solid into their solid pipe with this basin. So any water that's coming from their drain that's over there, and they have a downspout over here and a downspout here, and that goes into the solid pipe and it goes that way. So now we don't know if their pipe goes straight, if it has fall. If it doesn't, it will just go right back and it will go into our pipe. So that eliminates any kind of mistakes that whoever put this in did. And this will get any kind of surface water off the property right here.
I think we're ready to go. It's plenty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to go up from that. That's
Yeah, way up.
Yeah, the ground level's here.
So Nick,
Mm-hmm.
you can cut both of those back there. Cut this one up here, and we'll just little pieces to go into the catch basin, then I can take it over.
Okay, anything else you're going to need? Glue?
The whole saws.
Yes.
Right in the truck.
Yes.
And what size hole saw?
We'll just 9 to this and go right into our basin, and the basin goes out that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So that'll be the end of the pipe?
this will be the end.
Then maybe we should just start over there and do the whole thing this way.
Okay. All right, so we're going to start on this side first.
Cool. We'll do all of it at the same time, or else the angle will be right. Hit it.
Now?
Yeah. Good. Oh wow, all right, I got it.
Here's a catch basin. This is a pipe that goes around the house that way. And this is just a solid pipe to carry any water that goes in a basin. All right, we are looking good. We got the extension on. You want me to hold this while you're pushing it on?
Yeah, can you try and like... That's fine. Oops.
Water in the pipe.
Wow, that's it?
Yeah, so that's why we'll do. This one has no check valve. That'll have no check valve either.
That's just so it can flow back in, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
You want it right out, right?
Just on the other side of the fence is fine. Yeah, well, you guys looks good.
Right, you ever see that?
I know.
See so many videos of like, oh, we found the biggest.
All right, so we're using the top solid pipe and we're gonna put some water in here to watch it go off. Nick has it hooked up really nice. We got the electrical cord and a tether cord coming out here. And then water discharging to the swamp area. It's about to go off. There you go. Has a nice flow. So that's what it looks like when it goes off. Here's a look at this. So that's the discharge pipe with the water, and this is just where we have our electricity line, and it goes right into this thing. All right, we're just checking it one more time while it goes off. All right. And I like to put some slate or some kind of rock just to make the water a little softer so it's not digging a big hole. And this pipe right here is on a nice slope down. So there's hardly any water that goes back into the basin. so today's the last day on the job, and we really just have to rake up all these little rocks and put some new soil down and seed and straw. Put the lid on the basin. All right, we're putting the soil down, and I just realized that we better put the top on first because we gotta get these bolts in, and I'm packing dirt around where the bolt holes are. So we better do that first. Tom's using the inside cutters to cut the riser down for the cap. Quick look around before I put the seed and straw down. There's all the soil around what we excavated. Everywhere else we'll just get seed and straw, but the parts we dug up we put nice topsoil. I'll get this grass growing quick. There's what the lid looks like, nice metal lid. You can drive any kind of commercial mower over that easily.
Starting to rain.
I know. So now we'll just get the seed.
I'll put the seed down.
Okay. Here's a quick look from up top here. Everything has topsoil, seed, and straw. There is the catch basin. There's the lid. And this actually went off twice today. So here's a look at everything. Filled in all these grooves that we made, going in and out. Hope you like watching us do this project. And we thank you for watching.
Sometimes all you need is a smile. Oh yeah. 'Cause this is our time, this is our life. Sometimes all you need is a smile to get by.